What's up guys, I'm Danny, and boy I haven't made a video in a while. It's been a minute. Let's see, there was the week I was in Arizona, and then since I got back it's been pretty much exclusively snowing. But today it's like 60 degrees but 30-mile-an-hour winds. So more on that later. If you've been missing the content from me, you can check out my live stream. I'll link that in the description. If you're into some mediocre at best gameplay, come on and hang out. But anyway, what's going on this week is, number one, I'm going to give my thoughts on the new release from Dynamic Discs that's coming soon, the Raider. And one of my friends from Little Rock is coming up. His name is Chase. You might remember him from this video.
I'm Chase and I like to throw tomahawks.
Yeah, he's frequently on the stream, so we play a lot there. Hang on, I just realized my calendar here. Still says January. Even though it is currently March. Sick. So Chase is coming to stay with me for a couple of days just because it's his spring break and he wanted to come check out the courses in Emporia. But he's never really played in too much wind. And like I said, it's 30-mile-an-hour winds outside. So we're going to take it easy. We're going to start with Hammond. Let's check it out. All right, Hammond Park, hole one. What do you think, Chase? Is this the most wind you've ever played in?
Just about.
We're in the trees, dude. It's not even real yet. It's about to get real. Backhand? What is this? Long enough? We got... Was that really good? Oh! Boom. Wow. Are you closer than me? You jerk. Game's easy. Was that perfect? That was sick. Jam? What a putt! It's been a whole round and I haven't thrown my Raider. So this is not the hole for it, but I'm gonna throw my Raider. Perfect. Oh, you're gonna love it. I should have thrown the Raider on every hole. Oh yeah, you got a line there. Just throw it straight at me. So the Raider. Let's talk about the Raider. The Raider is going to be a fantastic, far-flying distance driver for a lot of players this year. Let's start with the feel. The first thing that really surprised me about the feel is how deep it is. A lot of Dynamic Discs drivers tend to be more shallow. At least they feel that way. Here it is compared to a Defender. There we go. There's the depth compared to a Defender. And then this is an Enforcer. I don't know if you can tell, but the Raider certainly feels deeper to me. Sorry, I messed up everything there. One of the things, the disc that I really like the feel of is the Giant. I liked how deep that was. I felt really clean on a forehand, really powerful on a backhand, but I could never get the same feel out of a Defender, but the Raider certainly has that deep feel. As far as the rim width, it's a little bit thinner than a Defender, not much. See, the rim width is just a little bit narrower, just a little bit, so it's not quite as fast, but it flies as fast, certainly. This is in the Fusion plastic. This is what the first releases are going to be in, and then I think we're going to start like working towards Lucid and Hybrid and stuff like that, but for now it's just going to be in the Fusion. It's got a decent bit of dome. Compare that to what I consider a mostly perfectly flat disc is a Lucid X Felon. It's got a decent little bit of dome in there. It's got some heartbeat to it. But yeah, that's the feel of it. Let's move on to how it flies. So it's a really interesting disc because if you throw it hard, it will have some turn, almost not quite as much as a trespass, definitely not as much as a trespass, but it will have turn, but then it also has a very strong fade. I like to say it has more turn than a Defender, but also more fade, which is really, really interesting. I'll show you how it flies here. I threw it on a big hyzer, and it held the hyzer the whole time. I feel like a trespass here would have flipped up all the way to flat, and a Defender would have gone probably 100, maybe only like 75 feet shorter because it's going to just hold that angle. But the Raider had a little bit of turn to give it a little bit of glide. If I put a little bit less hyzer on it, I could actually get it to flip up to flat, and then this one kind of tipped a little bit to the right, but you can't really tell, and then it had that dumping fade at the end. It moves far to the left. That's why I say it has fade like an Enforcer, but kind of turn that's bordering on trespass level. Not as much as a trespass, but that's the next closest distance driver that DD has. And when I threw it flat, now granted I am throwing a little bit nose up here. I'm still working out some kinks in my form. I think I need to raise my follow through. But anyway, when I threw it flat, I could get it to work a little bit to the right. It would have just a little bit of turn, and then that strong fade at the end. And then on an Anheuser release, I do not think you could ever get this disc to hold an Anheuser all the way into the ground because it has so much fade, it fades out at the end. It hooks up about 30 feet above the ground, and it's moving to the left by the time it hits the ground, which is, I think, a really good disc to have because I can throw this one on those hyzer flip lines. I can throw it in a headwind, and I know it's not going to get trashed. I can throw it on a big hyzer, and I know it's going to get me distance, but it's also not going to have that danger. Don't you hate it when you throw like a big hyzer and the disc just goes blip, and you know it's gone? That's the worst, but a Raider's definitely not going to do that because it has so much fade. I threw it forehand a few times. I really, like I said, I like the deep dish, a little bit of a deeper driver for my forehand. It came out not super clean, but it came out all right. This first one's kind of yanked over, but you can again see the fade at the end. And then this one I got a cleaner release on, a little bit more power, and it flew mostly straight and then just had that good fade at the end, but it has a ton of glide too. This disc, because of the dome or something, it goes far. I will definitely be bagging one of these in between my new Defenders and my beat up Defenders. We're trying to get a little hyzer flip. That's good. Some other discs. I picked up some discs while I was in Arizona that I'm very excited to talk about. A little bit of updated in the bag. I got a new Lucid X Felon that you might have seen already. This one actually has a little bit of rise in the middle compared to my other one, which I don't know where it is right now. But that made it go just a little bit farther. It still flew the same overstable line, just thump, thump, but it did tend to go just a little bit farther. Also, I picked up one of Zach Milton's Lucid X Mavericks. I had him sign it there. These are really nice. Just a little bit less turn than a normal Maverick, but still a very straight flight and not a ton of fade. If you remember when I did the in the bag in my last video like this, I threw a Lucid Maverick that was fairly new and it was fairly stable. This flies very similar to that. So I will definitely be having this in the bag for those turnover shots. And then the other disc, you know I was going to get one as soon as they were announced. The Paige Bierkus Lucid X Getaway. This disc is amazing. It's very similar to a Lucid Getaway, just a little bit less glide, which for me makes it more accurate, right? I'm not going to be reaching for a getaway if I'm trying to throw super far. My Lucid getaways, I could usually get out to about 400 feet. This one is only going about 380 to 385, so not a ton less distance, but just a little bit more accurate line. It has the same high-speed stability. It's not going to flip out of my hand unless I really torque on it in a headwind. Then it will have just a little bit of work to the right, and then it has that reliable fade at the end. So this disc is really good. Oh, one more. AJ Risley is one of my favorite people. I had to get one of his waffle wardens here, and I'm trying to go all blue. Right, I have a blue bag now. I'm trying to go all blue for my discs. But yeah, this one was, it was very similar to a Lucid Warden. It just has that torque resistant start to the flight. It's gonna start it flat. You start it flat, it's gonna go flat, and then it just flies very, very straight and just a gentle fade at the end. I would definitely recommend picking one up. All right, I think that's all that I have changed in my bag since going to Arizona. So yeah, that's been a little bit of a bag update video, a little bit of different stuff. Thank you for tuning in, and always remember, slow is smooth and smooth is fun.